What's up, guys? Finally doing another cook with me video on July 12th here. Who knows when you guys are going to see it, hopefully within the next couple days. But I am doing some steak and potato foil packs. I don't know if there's like a technical name for these. I did see them on Facebook. These are garlic steak and potato, I guess you'd call them. You can kind of do whatever you want with them. I've made them pretty similar, like the 3 or 4 times we made them. So we do steak, potatoes, broccoli, and carrots. And then, of course, you do like a butter, garlic, do your seasoning, garlic, salt, onion powder, parsley, all that good stuff. Whatever you season your meats with. One thing I can't stress enough, this is actually my first time doing it with this stuff. Heavy duty aluminum foil. Get yourself some of this, because we usually just use the regular, stuff that you put on like a pan or something, just regular aluminum foil. And it works. If you have this, it does work, but double up on it because this stuff rips so easy. I think we've done this 4 times now, and 2 different times I had that rip when it was on the grill, which lets a lot of the juices out. It kind of doesn't really like steam everything is good, so it just kind of has more of like a overcooked taste versus like nice and savory and juicy and stuff. So this was literally like $2.50 at Kroger. Heavy duty, so it's gonna be thicker and it's bigger. Steaks, I have made it with basically every steak you can think of that you can get at Kroger at least. These are choice beef strip steak bone in, so almost like a T-bone kind of, but I think it's not a T-bone, it's like the bones on the outside. I don't know. But I just go with whatever's cheap. And these were on sale. This was $17 for these 3. With me and Shelby, obviously I just cook for us too, so I usually buy 2 steaks, 1 of these bags of potatoes, usually like 1 big head of broccoli, but these were kind of small, so I got 2. Probably won't use them all, but I'd rather have more than not enough. The broccoli is my favorite part. Shelby loves the carrots, so we do carrots in them. And of course, you can buy actual, real carrots and slice them up and throw them in there, but these are just as good, just as easy. 10 times easier and just as good. I do the petite red potatoes because these are the bomb. They get so tender and they absorb so much of the steak, like flavor and juices and stuff. And then I just get like the minced garlic, this little Spice World thing. This stuff right here, can't go wrong with it. And it lasts forever in the fridge too, so. And then olive oil, kind of like almost toss the steaks around in that, just a little bit. Seasoning, like I said, anything you want. Like, this is the stuff I always talk about in my video, my mom makes. It's like sea salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and a couple other things that I don't remember off the top of my head. Butter, of course. Butter makes everything better. And anything else you want, like parsley, stuff like that. I don't think we have any right now, but. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, boil the potatoes for a few minutes. And that basically kind of like pre-cooks them because those take longer than everything else will take on the grill. So this kind of gives them like a head start. So just, you guys know how to boil water. I usually go through them too because sometimes actually seems like almost every time there's like one nasty looking one. Like that. These are all like nice and red, and this one's dented up and gross looking. Rinse them off. I guess you don't have to, but I always like to. Plus these bags are like mesh, so you can just do it right in the bag. Okay, so now while we wait, I'm gonna get the broccoli chopped up. I'm only literally just using like the top parts up here. I don't even use these stems down here. Whoops. It is totally up to you though. Chop that off. All these extra leaves. I love buying produce with these bags because then when you gotta cut it up, you get to use the bag for all the garbage. But basically, I mean, this is what you're cutting them down to. Just, you know, like what you'd see in a restaurant. Most of it will kind of just break apart once you cut to a certain length. And again, like if you don't like the stem, like I'm not crazy about it, but I don't hate it too much, but I don't want big chunks like that. You can cut more off or less. Do bigger pieces, smaller pieces, whatever you want. Yeah, plenty of broccoli. So once the water's boiling like this, I feel like I put way too much water in here, but oh, we're good, we're good, we're good. I boil them for about 4 minutes, just right off the bat. You don't gotta let it come back up to a boil. Alrighty, so it's been about 4 minutes. Take those off. And hopefully your pan is better than ours. It doesn't have a stupid metal handle that gets really hot. Okay, so now, kind of the worst part, I guess, arguably. With mine, I gotta cut the bone out because these are bone-in steaks. Now, because this cut of steak has so much fat, I might actually end up using all three. And basically what you're gonna do is just cut them into like bite-sized chunks, you know, just I'd say like maybe like an inch by an inch, you know, just, you know, I guess for lack of a better, I mean that's like 90% fat, so I'll take it like this and then cut this in half. And you want all the pieces, yeah, I'm actually gonna cut these smaller. You want all the pieces very similarly sized. I'm gonna take a lot of this fat off, even though I know this is all flavor. As for like temperature wise, I know like when you know make steaks on their own, you usually get them out of the fridge a little bit beforehand. These kind of take so long for me to get prepared that I just take them out when I'm ready to use them. By the time I'm done getting them cut up and getting everything else ready, you know, they're plenty warm enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys, do yourself a favor and get you a boneless cut of steak. And there's no like, you know, set ration really in my head. Like I said, I usually do 2 of these steaks and then that will make us like 4 of the foil packs. God dang, so much weight and just fat. But yeah, 2 steaks will usually do about 4 foil packs for us, and then I'll usually eat 2 of them, and then Shelby will eat 1 like for dinner tonight, and then, you know, the other one for like lunch tomorrow. Just really depends on how much stuff you put in it. I love broccoli, so I go a little bit heavy on the broccoli. Potatoes are also delicious. Okay. Let's go ahead and drain these potatoes before I forget. Okay, so now comes the fun part. I usually just take a mixing bowl or, you know, just some kind of big bowl. Big enough to get all your steak into. And then get a little bit of your oil in there. So I'm going to do this one a little bit different. Normally what I do here is I melt the butter. Basically almost completely melted to where I can like actually like pour it and kind of like, you know, it's almost liquidy. And then I pour that in here. So just literally a little bit, like just enough to like literally coat these pieces. That's it. A little bit goes a long way. But normally I will also melt the butter and put that in here. And it gets super messy, and then by the time like you cook it, like all that butter's falling off anyways. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut like a pat of butter and put it on the top of each foil pack. Maybe like 2 of them or 3 of them in there, like smaller pieces. Because it's going to melt anyways and go all over the food, so that should be a little bit easier. We're going to season the heck out of this. Take some, found another one we had in the fridge that was almost out. Take some garlic, put that in there. Whoops. Now if you're not a garlic person, a little bit goes a long way, so just be wary. I love garlic, I cannot get enough of it. Easiest way is to use your hand. I don't want to keep cleaning my hands, so I'm literally just going to mix it all around like this. Just basically want every piece coated with some garlic, some of the oil. And then I'm going to put a little bit more seasoning on it. Because a lot of the seasoning is actually going to like just kind of disintegrate away because there's, you know, the oil, so the liquid's going to kind of make it fall off. Now, get your foil. I don't feel like this foil is any thicker than the other stuff we have. Oh man, now it's not gonna roll. See, these boxes are so crappy. Thanks, Kroger. There we go. So, literally gonna want some big sheets. I rip all 4 at the you know, right off the bat. If you guys have more kitchen space than we do, you can actually spread them all out and then just kind of evenly divide everything up. But unfortunately, we aren't blessed with a lot of kitchen space, so I am going to put some over here. Okay, so I start with the steak. Again, there is like no set amount, so you know, if you guys aren't big on steak and you don't want a lot in each one, don't put a lot. Now that's done, so broccoli time. So now carrots, same thing. Actually, you know what? Next time, I'm gonna change this up. I'm gonna do the little like baby carrots, the like baby carrot sticks, the raw ones, because they'll cook perfectly in here. Okay, the potatoes, I cut these in half. Actually, forgot one important thing. Don't forget to fire that grill up. Turn your grill on, I'd say probably about 10 minutes before everything's ready to go, and just put that thing on high. That is gas, that is propane. I prefer charcoal, but I don't have the patience for it, and we just go with propane. It's simple. Turn the knob, hit the button, you're good to go. Now, like I said, just take the potatoes and I just cut them in half. The potatoes are like my second favorite part of the dish, so I usually go pretty heavy on these bad boys too. Oops. And they want to go everywhere. And like I said, real heavy on the seasoning here at the end. I mean, I put it on everything. The potatoes, the carrots, the broccoli, of course the meat. And then butter, I'm just going to do a pat there and a pat there. And then that'll just kind of melt around. And now, the part where you got to figure out how to wrap these things up so they don't spill. Okay, I think I got a pretty safe way. Kind of like combine it a little bit, hold it, and then I've been just getting it like this, and then just kind of like fold it over itself, and keep doing that until it's pretty snug. And then you've got the ends. You go right up to the food, and just kind of roll it. And food is right there, so kind of roll it to there. And you don't want like a lot of, you know, wiggle room. You don't really want this stuff to wiggle around. Couldn't tell you why. I just remember seeing it in the original recipe that I followed. So I make them like this. And then now what you're gonna do is toss them on the grill. It doesn't really matter what side, but you toss them on the grill. The recipe that I originally followed said 12 minutes on each side, and then on the last 2 minutes, open it up, like let it kind of vent out, but still be on the grill. That steak, the way I make them, that steak was like, I would say well, closer to being well done, which is way too much for me. So last time I made them, I did it for 10 minutes on one side, flip it, and then 10 minutes, but on the last 2 minutes, open it up. So it's like 10, 8, and 2, and they were perfect. The steak was super tender. It was still fully cooked. Like there was little to no pink in it, but it was nice and tender still. So you might even do like 8, 8, and 2. It's kind of up to you. Kind of got to experiment around. You know, your grill's going to be different temperature than mine. I don't know what mine is because the thermometer doesn't work. It's old. It needs to be replaced. If any grill sponsors are watching, shoot me a comment. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so that's it. Alright, it's actually fairly common when they rip like that. Kind of, next time I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna try like Reynolds foil or something like that. Some like name brand good one, because the Kroger stuff just really ain't cutting it. But, cool thing is, this stuff takes so long to cook that you got plenty of time to do the dishes while you wait. And yeah, that's a bunch of sandpaper. If you guys follow my channel, I'm working on my slingshot. I'm sanding a bunch of stuff for it. I'm getting ready to paint. But that's besides the point. This whole... Check out my channel if you guys want to see that stuff. But so what I do though when they rip like that, just take a chunk of aluminum foil and just literally like wrap it up like a burrito. I mean, just fix the rip, I guess. Tongs really help. Like if you got some kind of like tongs to like lift them up. This thing that I use, obviously you can see it's super sharp, so it tends to just want to rip right through. And actually, if you had some of those grill gloves where it's like almost like, like an oven glove or something like that, and you could just grab them and flip them, that's the best option. We used to have a pair. I don't know where they went. So now I wait. once you get them off the grill, without burning yourself, because I seem to burn the heck out of my hands every single time. Now you're ready to eat. There you have it, guys. Garlic steak and potato foil packs. Thanks for watching.